You are listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank, your partner in possible.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Currently. It's me, Daniel Kooser, here with my good buddy Chris Wright, talking all things KC Current. Chris, hey buddy, how's it going, man? What's going on? Any big news this week? Anything new? Anything going on?
I mean, I think we've had a fairly busy week with the big headliner. Yeah,
your quiet stuff,
right? With the big headliner shaking the foundation of the NWSL and signing Dabinia through the 2024 season with an option for the third year.
We're villains now. This is a heel podcast. We now welcome the hate because it fuels us for our victorious years ahead. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how salary caps work or where this money's coming from, but apparently we have all the money.
Are we becoming like the Yankees or the Dodgers, where like
the Yankees, Patriots, whatever you want to call us? It's not good.
But I would rather be us than any other team.
Yeah, so. Well, and that's where I'm at, by the way. You guys, we're obviously just so excited to jump right into this news. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us in your ear holes, it's just signing Dabinia. We're all Brazilian now, all of us. I'm going to start learning Portuguese. That's going to be a thing, just so I can have conversations with her. And my wife has like a huge girl crush on this woman. And when this happened, she like peed her pants, and I was like, "Will you settle down?" Okay. You were messaging me, caps, exclamation marks. I was like, "Everyone, just relax. This is not a drill."
What's special is we've watched North Carolina quite a few times, right? And every single time you have to keep your eye on Dabinia. She's doing everything. She's all over the field. I do. Like anybody who will listen to me, I will sing her praises. Like she's one of the best players in the league. And the fact that she chose Kansas City instead of going to Arsenal, Orlando was another rumored team. I'm just beyond belief. I'm a Cloud 9 still. I can't stop thinking about it.
Hey, you stay there, man. We got months of Cloud 9. It is just, it's weird. I saw someone online. Sorry, I can't give credit to anyone. I don't remember right now, but they said, KC Current going to play that 1-8-1 formation because our midfield is a party during COVID. Shouldn't be happening. Yeah, it's very, very crowded.
Right.
I think this answers questions that maybe Desiree Scott will not be around or re-signing with the club. That's just speculation, of course. But this is weird, bro. She's only a 2-time NWSL champion, won the Shield 3 times, won the Challenge Cup this past year. Big time Brazilian national. I have a good buddy who lives in Brazil, by the way. He sends me No Other Pod's Instagram. And I said, yo, you follow the pod? He's like, yeah, I told you. I was like, oh, I forgot. And I was like, he's like, this is so awesome. Take care of her. She's a treasure, really rooting for her in the World Cup this year. And I said, well, I'm not. And he goes, well, come on, you guys already have like 4 cups. And I was like, who are you talking? You're a Brazilian. You guys have 5. And he was like, yeah, I guess so. Like, lay off. All right. Let us have one thing. And that's women's soccer. That's amazing at the national level. So, buddy, she made what? NWSL best 11 last year. Second best 11 in 2018, was championship game MVP in 2019 and Challenge Cup MVP in 21 and 22. In Brazil, she was in the Copa America Feminina.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Yeah, in 2018 and 2022. So, I don't know. I'd say she's pretty good. I'd say she's a pretty big name. And I don't know how this took place. I don't know how this happened. She's here for multiple years, dude. This isn't a one and done thing.
If you would have told me that free agency, we would have got Dabinia, DiBernardo, and Gautrat, I would have called you a liar just right then and there and ignored you for the rest of my life. I would have blocked you on Twitter.
I
would have blocked you if you told me that. She was incredibly sought after. So it begs the question: what was different about Kansas City compared to those other other locations, other clubs, right?
Man.
And to me, aside from money, because she got paid. She got paid.
Oh, for sure.
But aside from the money, she probably looked at the ownership's commitment, right, to winning, to women's soccer, stadium, training facility. I mean, if you're any top player, that has got to be, incredibly attractive. A lot of players don't live in the location they play. They're just there for the length of time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't expect Dabinia to be a Kansas City resident for many years, but everything else is just, so attractive to any top player. It's amazing.
She signed for 2 years, dude, with an option for a third. And it just feels like if you're a fan of any other club, boy, oh boy, do you hate KC Current right now. You hear, and it's not hard to hate Kansas City sports from an outsider's point of view right now. Chiefs are very hateable because they're just very good for the past decade. It's scary. And now KC Current's here and very hateable. And now you hear Sporting KC almost gets Ronaldo. It's like, maybe they're kind of hateable. What is happening? I used to be the KC sports fan, the underdog man. Like, hey, we still got KU. They're going to Final Fours all the time. That's good. Maybe the Chiefs will make the playoffs. Maybe not. Maybe Sporting will make the playoffs again and then flounder out, But now it's like expectations are high, bro. And then, hold on. We only have one Mahomes on the ownership. We need a second one. Let's bring Patrick freaking Mahomes, not just as like, here's some extra money. I'm funding a situation. Let's bring him in as a fourth co-owner with the Longs and Brittany Mahomes. So it's now Mahomes Long Enterprises, and I'm here for it, dude.
At what point do you pinch yourself? And if you're a Kansas City sports fan, if you're a Kansas City sports fan, does it get any better than where the teams collectively are right now?
Bro,
can it get any better? Aside from winning championships, can it get any better?
No, it's messed up, dude. We're so spoiled.
Cherish this moment.
This is the spoiled situation. You need to take this in right now, and you don't take this for granted because this shit does not happen. People say Kansas City ain't shit. Look at their airport. It's crap. It's flyover country. There's nothing but cows, all sorts of shit, dude. And then we get Brazilian superstar Dabinia, and Mahomes is buying into the team. Like, it's absolutely insane. Also, there were some facts coming down. Everyone's well, I assumed Mahomes was already part of it, with his money. Well, it turns out Brittany Mahomes actually, she was Brittany Matthews when the team started. So she actually bought in with Brittany Matthews' money, not Brittany Mahomes' money. You know what I mean? It wasn't a joint thing. So this is separate shit, dude. This is separate. I'm so excited.
The Longs and Brittany, prior to Patrick coming in, they wanted to go all in. They weren't just kind of half-assing this ownership, this team development, whatever you want to call it. They weren't half-assing it. And then you bring in Patrick, who during the Ronaldo situation is just let me know what you need. I'll make it happen.
What the hell?
How lucky are we that we now have Patrick is an owner who can invest capital, invest, his name, who only wants to make great things happen for this team. And he's not going to sit on his hands. Whatever the team needs, he will do.
This is my little pipe dream now, dude. This is now my little my little goal is to get Brittany Mahomes on here to speak about this Dabinia situation. Even one of the Longs on here to talk with us. I've just got questions. I want to know how it all went down because, okay, she was playing in North Carolina, not the greatest place, but they were winning, right? They were winning championships, and now it's with championship times for us, dude. It's time for us to start winning championships. I think the expectations are a championship game or bust this year. It is fully on top of my mind that's where this team needs to go.
That had to have played into Dabinia's mind too, right?
Sure.
We had a younger roster. We at the time, we had Lynn Williams, Sam Mewis, who never got to play, and then we add Gautreau, DiBernardo. The fact that we made the finals and then we added those two pieces has got to be incredibly attractive for any player. Also, Mimi Larson, don't want to forget about her.
Forgotten about all these people because we just keep adding people. I am so like overwhelmed right now. I can't even cover this team. I can't even talk about it because I'm too busy geeking out. You were right though earlier when you were saying when we would sit together and you were watching North Carolina and Chris literally would say verbatim, "Hey, you got to keep an eye on Dabinia," and I'm like, "All right, I'm doing that." And then you'd be like, "Hey, you got to watch Dabinia." I said, "Calm down, I'm watching her." It's serious though. She's fast little thing. She'll get around you no problem and put in a deadly ass cross that gets buried by a Kristen Hamilton or Mimi Larson. You know what I mean? Shit's gonna get wild, bro.
It's funny because we took a lot of the better midfield and defensive midfielders from Chicago, who was known as a defensive team. And we took the best attacking options from North Carolina and Mace, Kristen Hamilton, Sam Mewis, Lynn Williams, and now Dabinia. Like,
how does that happen? How do we just take their team?
It's beyond me. I still don't know how it happened, but credit, we need to give credit to the GM, Cami Levin too, right?
Yeah,
she's making all this happen. Probably,
what about Allison Howard?
Allison Howard. I don't think they get the credit, that's going around right now, but they should.
I need stories. I need to know what happened to make this take place. You know what I mean? Was it easy? Was it an easy sell? Was it a hard? Was it difficult? I don't know. But I'm just excited, bro.
When we talked about Mimi Larson and what she can bring and how she can elevate other players, I don't think there is one player on the entire NWSL roster outside of maybe a Sophia Smith or Alex Morgan that can elevate an attack like Dabinia could.
Yeah. Sophia Smith winning Women's Soccer Player of the Year.
Yep.
So that's a pretty big deal. Freaking, oh my God, dude. I don't even know where you go from there. That's how we kicked off the podcast. We didn't even build to it. We didn't even build to the big reveal. Now we got to talk about other stuff.
Oh, everybody knows there's no reveal necessary on that one, but
yeah, but I can pretend.
Let's do that.
It makes me feel good. But sticking with Casey current news though, that Alex Loera signed a new deal through the 2025 season. So 3-year deal for her. Happy to have her in the red and teal sticking around. I think she's, I don't know what you put a little note in here. Look at you. You got little cliff notes in your little drafts. Little selected 36th overall in the draft out of Santa Clara. You make us professional. Do you hear this? That's something I'd have to Google on the spot.
I got it from their website, so I don't know how professional.
No, it's professional. You took from a website and put it in a document. That's what you did.
I'm an analyst. I'll copy and paste all day.
I'm an analyst. It's easy to do. Control C, Control V. Done deal. My God.
What I love about that, though, is, 36th overall, right? She's got to be one of the best values of the draft. 36th overall. And, she is now a foundational player, right? She may not get the, her re-signing kind of got overshadowed by Dabinia, right? But she's a foundational player and she doesn't get the credit that she often deserves. And if you've been listening to this podcast, I talk about Alex Loera all the time.
Yeah.
She can play outside back. She can play D mid. She's played midfield as a rookie. Like, the sky's the limit for her, but she's a foundational player. She's going to be somebody who you can rely on for the next 3 years. You can move her around. World Cups, national team games, injuries, what have you. She can fill so many different roles. It's in 2 or 3 years, we're going to look back and be very grateful for this re-signing.
I love that. That's good optimism right there. Oh my God. Where are the bad things? How come we don't have anything bad to talk about? Where are the bad things? NWSL investigation. I guess that was a bad thing, but something came out with some findings, and it said, while it is concerning that several of our players raised concerns about being mistreated or retaliation upon raising those concerns, there is no finding that the club retaliated against players. Good. Wipe your hands, move on. That's all you can do. Investigation done. Right? At least with us.
Yes. Looking back at our podcast that we did when this first came out, we literally got that news, and an hour later we recorded.
We were mean. We were dramatic.
We were
overly emotional.
Very tactical, and we were very emotional because we're invested in the player safety. As fans, we care about the players. We're invested in the player safety, and we came out a little rambunctious, a little over emotional. We were hot.
You stay hot, so you don't got to get hot. That's where I'm always at, man. I'm all burning up right now.
In hindsight, we probably could have been a little more tactful, but it's nice to see.
Are you printing a retraction?
No.
Is that what this is? Is this your apology tour?
I don't know. I like the word. I'm using it more.
Oh, no. But it's a word of the day calendar. I've been working on it.
But we in hindsight, we could have been a little more tactful, but I'm glad that, there wasn't enough evidence to truly, what are they going to do? Punish Hugh Williams at this point, right? Find somebody? I don't know. But at the end of the day, there wasn't enough to, show that there was retaliation. So
punish Hugh Williams. He's like, new phone, who dis?
Yeah. But we were pretty harsh, but I'm glad it's done and over. I'm glad it's behind us.
Well, there's obviously players that feel that way, and that, that's their feelings. That's valid. That's their truth. You know what I mean? Right. So we don't know anything. We only know what we're told by the government, the NWSL freaking committees and all that. So, buddy, I don't. I just feel that all this freaking excitement with Debinha and Alex Loera. There's a new contract for a different player every week, it seems. Kudos to the team for spacing it out, almost like it's planned or something, to space stuff out like that and not do a whole news dump at once. But we try to get to the bottom of this Debinha news. We have some sources in high places, and I will not reveal sources. Don't you ask me to. But we were trying, and we were not able to crack this, for our own. We wouldn't have broke the news at all, but we like to feel cool and know it early, and we were not able to even get it. It was hush hush.
My anxiety would have been much lower if we could have, found out who it was.
Yeah.
I went on a research mission to find out who it was. I've never told you that. I was looking at free agents and top players I felt like could come to Kansas City. I was seeing if they're following.
How much time did you put into this?
More than I would like to admit.
Ballpark it.
I don't know. Probably an hour. I was an hour, but bad. I was looking at Cami Levine's Instagram. I was looking at players who she was following, and they were following her, because that's kind of how I pieced together the Morgan Gautrat and DiBernardo news.
And Debinha never popped up for you?
Didn't pop up. Didn't tick that box. So it came out of left field for me. I really didn't think we had a chance. So, but we have to pinch ourselves as current fans and media. I don't know if we're media, but I'll call us media.
Dude, we're fans. We're media. It's all this. Sometimes it's the same. There's a little overlap there. Sometimes people are truly media and really don't give a shit about the team, just that they do well so they can write good things. But we truly are fans and react as such. You know what I mean? And they give us media credentials to cover the team as well. So we're very fortunate.
We never thought in a million years that we would be here with a new stadium on the way, having Debinha and others coming to Kansas City and being, one of the most desirable women's soccer destinations in the country.
Buddy, it was literally like a couple years ago. We were going to that baseball stadium, sweating our buns off with no cloud coverage, no sun shield from a canopy or anything, just dying out there in left field watching the game.
I burned my eyeballs that game, man. My eyes were red for 3 days.
Dude, I think I still have the farmer's tan from my jersey. So it's pretty bad. I haven't had sun exposure like that. I'm like, how do I even that out? I look like a ridiculous honky. But I'll tell you, we've come a long ways, because when this stadium opens, it's just going to be another hype point. Think about the points, dude. Patrick Mahomes is a hyped point. You're talking about Debinha's hype. Signing those Chicago Red Stars players, very much hype. Getting Lynn Williams back is hype. Sam Mewis hype. There's too much hype, dude. And I'm going to stop saying hype because I'm annoying myself. But I think there's so much to look forward to. And we still have another season in a men's stadium. So let's go.
I can't stop going back to Dabinia, right?
Yeah,
Because I can't stop talking about it. If we didn't have a time limit on this podcast, I probably wouldn't shut up. But
there is no time limit, but I'd like to have one.
Just thinking about what she can do for our attack is just elevate it tenfold. She's a playmaker. She's a finisher. She's going to set up everybody for success. And when you just, mush all of that talent together, it's going to give Matt Potter a really good problem to have.
Yeah,
how can you get them all to fit together, work together, give them the best position to succeed as possible? And I don't know what that is. We may be changing formations. I don't know. That's something to be seen.
I was driving back to KC from Topeka Sunday night, and on my little navigator or whatever in my screen in my car kept popping up Chris Wright and Jimmy Mack. Like it was in our group text, and I was like, what is happening? Now I don't check my phone when I'm driving. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll wait. But I'm like, something's going down. And I get home to all this like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Because I hadn't seen the KC Current tweet. I was auditioning for a musical all day. I was very busy. And I think that I didn't know what to expect. I was like, I hope my friends are okay. But I get home and you guys are all like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. And I'm like, bottom of this? What is happening?
It was just so coy. It's just like, oh, we're teasing a signing, but no hint, nothing, like with Claire Lavoisier, I think they had like a France flag, a croissant, like something that might hint at something, but we had nothing. It was literally just, you'll see tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I mean, every single women's soccer media blew up about it. There's media who are like, we have to go see them play now. Look at that roster. We're going to come down to Kansas City and catch a game. We're going to get fans. I mean, it's just like when the Chiefs, nobody followed the Chiefs outside of Kansas City if you did not have a Kansas City connection before Patrick Mahomes, right?
True.
Once Patrick Mahomes...
You weren't an Alex Smith stan, okay? You weren't real big into Elvis Gerbach or Steve Bono or,
Right, but now who they are now is attractive to everybody. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I probably shouldn't say that on air, but I'm a Dallas Cowboys football fan.
You just jinxed it. You guys are probably in trouble in the wild card.
Knock on wood. But I've been a fan since I was a kid. But I was a fan because growing up, that's who I saw. You're going to see people from all over the country and maybe the world watch the Kansas City Current, see the roster, see the product they're putting on the field in this beautiful stadium. They're going to buy a jersey. They're going to buy a sweater. They're going to buy a T-shirt. They're going to come to games. It's a destination, almost a destination.
Hoodies? Do you call hoodies sweaters?
I go back and forth. Just depends on the moment,
I get that. My wife says sweaters, and I'm like, hold on, we gotta have a conversation.
I use them interchangeably.
Or sweater. This is the debate.
Depends on the hood, right? Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I never say sweater because I think that's something like your grandma knits for you, like a knitted sweater. I think sweatshirt, but that could just be different.
Yeah, I think we're just different.
Bro, do you want to be a Chiefs fan though? Like, you've been living here forever. Like, have you even adapted that fandom a little bit?
I go for the Chiefs.
It's a different conference.
As long as it doesn't negatively affect Dallas, I go for the Chiefs. But I've been a fan since I was 10 years old. Like, I can't.
That's fine. I had a Cowboys blanket too, just because I was like, ooh, silver and blue. I had a little Cowboys throw on my bed.
I did not know that about you. Good for
I had
you.
like an Emmitt Smith trading card. I was like, and they were always on TV, so it was that same deal,
Yeah,
I might have had an Emmitt Smith jersey. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's going to be the same thing. The effect that Kansas City Current are going to have on just casual women's soccer fans around the country is going to be outstanding, and I'm incredibly excited.
Man, it's like when we had Chris Henderson on last week, and he was like, I think a lot of people are going to jump on your bandwagon. We could just play that clip again this week because KC Current just signed Dabinia. Yeah, I think everyone's going to jump on that bandwagon.
Do you remember when I made the comment that so far the Kansas City Current are winning the offseason?
I do.
And
you still stand by that, huh?
How can I not?
I don't know how you couldn't.
There is no other team that has done remotely as much as the Current. Like, when it comes to free agency, the Kansas City Current won. You can't come back from that. So,
but do you know what this means? Other teams that come in to play us have absolutely something to prove and nothing to lose. When you have all these signings coming in the stadium, KC's flying high, and you want to knock them down a level or two. You know what I mean? So that's going to be tough, because when people come in trying to prove a point and play with a chip on their shoulder, they can do good things. Something to think about.
You're going to see the best of every team, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like playing a top, the Chiefs or the Cowboys.
KU basketball, bro. Everyone comes to Allen Fieldhouse and freaking tries to challenge them. Did you watch Oklahoma play them last night?
I did.
Good Lord. What is happening?
It's very stressful.
That's what happens, though. You come to play the best, so you play your best. Maybe some referee help as well, but we won't get into that.
I'm just excited because every team who comes who's healthy are going to bring their best against our best. And at the end of the day, that's an on-field product that we
are going to enjoy the hell out of.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness.
If you live in the Kansas City area and you are not going to games, you're going to look back in 5 years and be like, what the hell was I doing?
It's going to be a wild time. I'm talking, dude, men's side too. Men's side, women's side. It's going to be a lot of fun out at Children's Mercy Park this year.
Yep.
Dude, tonight, if you were listening to this on Thursday, January 12th, NWSL Draft, I believe, kicks off at 5 p.m. Going to start off on, I think, CBS Sports Network, Paramount Plus, and CBS Sports HQ from 5 to 6, and then goes over to Paramount Plus for the rest of it until like 10 o'clock. So we got some picks, man. 10th pick in the first round. Second round, we have 3 picks. 1 in the third and 3 in the fourth. So I think that pick number 10 in round 1 is something to look at, because that'll be, it should matter. It should be someone that could potentially get some playing time.
Yeah,
we'll see.
A quick point of clarification. I think 5 is when the coverage starts, and then 6 is when the actual draft. Actually,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you got to give us the coverage. You got to let us know the draft is coming and get us that hype.
Preface it, give us all the data and information we need. But yes, you're absolutely correct. Pick 10 in the first round, 15, 18, and 23 in the second round, pick 35 in the third, pick 38, 42, and 47 in the fourth. Man, we have 23 players and 8 picks. I am, to this day, or to this moment, as of this recording, I'm surprised we have kept all of them and we have not traded them for money, for players, something. I'm surprised we still have all 8.
Yeah, it feels weird. I mean, we still can on draft day, make those deals. That nothing's set in stone.
Right.
So I feel that something will happen, because that's a lot of picks. That's a lot of picks for a team that damn near has a full team.
Yes. And, I don't want to downplay picks like 35, 38, 42. Loera was pick 36, and she was a steal of the draft. So, any of these players, Weinbrenner, I believe, was in the 4th round, and she started the beginning of the year. So
still there, still kicking, just being an assistant coach. No big deal.
Addison Merrick, I think, was a late round draft pick as well. So you never know. Pay attention to those late picks. They could be something special as well.
Yeah, man.
More names have entered the draft these last few days. So a lot of those picks that we thought, we might trade up for or might have an issue falling to pick 10 might actually fall. So, it's kind of odd to me that players enter the draft like all the way up to, I think 2 days ago was when it stopped, like a hard line stop, and players cannot enter anymore. So the whole situation was very fluid. But I'm super excited. I really geek out about the draft. I was really happy to have Chris Henderson on, who was kind enough to share his boundless knowledge of these players. So hopefully that gave people something to kind of grasp onto. He also provides a lot of big boards and mock drafts have been out there. So no shortage of draft information right now.
Well, here you go. How's this for breaking news as we are recording? Kansas City Current acquire $150,000 in allocation money from OL Reign in exchange for forward Elise Bennett and the 23rd overall selection in the 2023 NWSL Draft. So there goes one of our picks and a player for $150K allocation money.
Oh man, that's tough.
That sting? Did that sting?
It does. I think we all love Bennett.
I think so. Camille Levin Ashton, she said, Elise played an important role in our run to the championship last year. We want to thank her for her contributions to the club, both on and off the pitch, and wish her the best going forward. Blah, 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 blah. This hurts my heart. Well, she was the 7th overall selection for us, man. She was our first pick in the draft last year, and usually a first pick, you kind of want to try to build around that person, and it's unfortunate.
Damn. I don't know. This is literally the first I'm hearing about it. So thank you for breaking that news.
Literally just got the email. So, Damn. So now let's take it all back. We now have 7 picks going into the draft. Look at that. How's that for not being outdated? That feels good. We are always outdated. We would have been outdated a minute after we hit end on this recording, and that would have pissed me the hell off.
People don't know, but we often record this, and then literally that night or the next day, something comes up, and we're like,
"Yeah,
come on."
That's just kind of what it does. It's what it does. It's just kind of how it happens. They don't have. There's no rhyme or reason to how they break news. You know what I mean? And when you only record once a week, it's bound to happen.
Well, it's my first instinct is it's a fair trade. With the influx of talent that we have and Mimi Larson, it's going to be hard to see how she sees a lot of time on the field.
Yeah.
So, having her go to OL, hopefully she gets more time.
OL Reign just re-signed Megan Rapinoe.
Yep.
Today, so
great person to learn from if you're Bennett.
Oh man,
right?
Great service to receive from Megan Rapinoe on the corner kick. I'll take her any day over anyone in the league.
Yeah.
Like it's just when they played us and she just kept slinging in corner kicks, I was like, oh my God.
Like one is bound to go off ahead and go in.
Yes. She might just go ahead and score an Olympico off the corner,
You know what though? That's 2 players gone though, right? 7 picks and 1 roster spot that we can kind of work with.
That's right. Where did we had a couple ex players, even though it was within the last month, they're exes, our exes. Addison Merrick, didn't she land somewhere?
Addie McCain.
Addie McCain, where'd she land?
She went to Chicago.
Why did I say Addison Merrick? She's still with us, right?
Yeah.
It's the AMs, dude. Yeah. The AMs get me.
They threw you.
She went to Chicago. One of our assistant coaches is now assistant coach at Chicago as well. Emily Massar?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
I think so.
Didn't know much about her, but I know she was with us since the beginning. So
I think it's a great spot for McCain to land. They have no players. They have such all their players left. They have no players. They have Mallory Pugh and McCain up top now, so she'll get more playing time. She'll get a crack at that lineup for sure.
It's just not fun, buddy. If you play in Chicago, you got to go drive down to Bridgeview, where there's nothing, and then boom, there's this stadium, and the city of Chicago is just so far away from you. It just feels absolutely strange as hell. I don't understand it.
Right. But, in my notes, I was like, Kansas City has kept all their picks. And then you literally just cut right in. You're like, hold on.
Done deal, man.
Done deal. One thing I really like about what we've done in the offseason, and this is true for any draft, but specifically what we have done, is that we have filled all of the holes in our team, right? We've covered our bases. We can now draft the best player available and not be pigeonholed into a player or a position, because that's absolutely what we have to do. At this point, we can just draft the best player that falls to us. and I'm
I'm
excited.
There's not a lot of pressure on it. There's not a lot of pressure where you're like, we have got to get a forward. We got to have a goal scorer. You know what I mean? We need a ball handling midfield. No, you don't. You don't need any of that right now because your midfield's crazy. So I just think that that'd be fun. You're gonna watch the whole thing? You're gonna text me updates and stuff?
Oh yeah, I will be there, just nerding out, watching it, refreshing Twitter 24/7. Trades do happen in the middle of the draft as well, so you kind of got to be on your toes. I'm really hoping that, within the first 2 picks we can address defense. Center back and right back is something that I hope we can address. Jaleesa Harris is a player who I like. Emily Madrill. I wish we had the desire to trade up to grab her because she probably won't make it past 5 or 6. I think she would be a stud of a center back. But I think that's something we need to address. We don't know what Elizabeth Ball's situation is going to be, in the next few years. Kristen Edmonds is gone. I feel like we need a player of that caliber to come in and help out.
Yeah, man, I agree. But the pressure is off tonight for the NWSL draft. So 7 picks, maybe less when we get there. You download that new KC Current app for your phone?
I did.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty standard, pretty basic, pretty easy.
It's really basic. Polished.
Basic's kind of a negative word these days, but like it's not hard to handle or anything like that. It's not clunky. Not yet.
It's really well done. It looks really easy to navigate.
Yeah, you want to go read about players? Go read about players. You want to access your tickets on SeatGeek? Connect your SeatGeek account. If you guys are into sporting season tickets as well, I think it's pretty much the same platform they use. Or very similar to it. So I'm down, man. We'll see how they use that, and if they what kind of it looks like their web articles go straight on there as well. So that's pretty cool.
I saw they have a draft hub on that app, so I'm really excited to see that.
Follow along each round and everything. Probably upload stats and stuff for who they select.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool. I love that. Shit, man, all this news and we've still only done like shy of 40 minutes here. What do you think? What's your, I don't know. I have no other leading questions.
No, go for it. What were you going to say?
I was going to freaking riff, bro. Cause that's what I do sometimes. Just tired. I'm just extremely tired. We do this during the workday, people. So we're at the end of the workday anyway. So it's good times. Do you think that, I don't remember if you agreed with me. I mean, it's championship game, right? Or bust for KC Current.
Yes, that's the expectation. I think the media,
barring injuries,
barring injuries, the media, the fan base, and the ownership and the players, like they would probably all tell you at this point, it's championship or bust.
Yeah, for sure, buddy.
You see a lot of really talented teams like the OL Reign. Obviously, Portland won, but on any given day you can lose. But just seeing the type of players that the OL Reign have and seeing that they did not use, in my opinion, use them in the right form to win a championship gives me confidence that that is something that we'll do, because Matt Potter has been great at putting these players in the best position to succeed. You can have great players, but if you're not in a good formation, if you're not in a good form, it doesn't really matter.
Bro, that's the most fun thing about soccer to me, though, is any team can come in and it just takes like one goal to piss in your Cheerios. You know what I mean? It's just totally ruins your day. You're flying high, and then they come in and like get a draw in the 89th minute or some shit. Soccer is incredibly glorious and super frustrating in the same breath. So I don't know why we're fans. I don't know why we like it, but we do.
It gets our heart going for sure. It's so
it does.
Stressful.
There's pros and cons to every sport. You know what I mean? Basketball, you got squeaky shoes every half a second. Try watching a basketball game, hearing the you probably never notice it. You probably tune it out. Now you won't.
I'll probably hear that every time I watch basketball now.
100%. 100%. But football, a lot of stoppages, especially college football. Basketball, same deal, man. NBA and all that. So soccer is just it's electrifying, man. It gives you feelings, and these KC Current news stories just keep coming out, give me feelings as well. So you want me to wrap this thing up? Is that it?
Yeah. By the way, could you imagine being Matt Potter coming into Kansas City, and then you have this conglomerate of talent, and now what draft resources? I mean, how lucky of a head coach is Matt Potter right now?
He's been handed the keys and handed all the materials needed to be successful. So it's kind of like, if you fail, it's that much more serious, because what else do you need right now?
Yeah.
So that's kind of scary.
You made a good point. You just kind of brought up a good point. Yes, he in my opinion, he was coach of the year last year, right?
Yeah.
But
what a sham.
Ridiculous. But, he had a bunch of rookies. He had a bunch of, his top players were hurt, couldn't play, couldn't get on the field. And now he has an incredibly talented roster. If he can't make it work with this, he might be on the hot seat a little bit.
It's true, man. It's very true.
We're a long way away from that, though, but it's something to think about.
No, it's definitely something. It's like he was not on the hot seat last year by any means. They had a hell of a run and squeezed into the playoffs there. But the pressure is on, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of. Let's not be stupid. The pressure's not on, right. But it's like, if you don't perform, then pressure's on, because what do you need?
We have no excuses now, basically, what we're getting at. We have no excuse not to play really well.
Exactly. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Currently. We love doing this for you every week, and seems like there's always something else coming now. Preseason starting up, man. Things are just things are just cooking. We'll be back out at the field in no time. So if you want to hit us up with questions, comments, concerns, if you have concerns, put them in the trash. But if you have questions and comments that are of the nice nature, hit us up at No Other Pod, at Dan Kooser, at Chris Wright 21 on Twitter and Instagram, where we're always posting our pictures. We don't post any pictures. We should get on there and then post some beach bum pictures. So, some glamour shots. Hit us up, nootherpod@gmail.com. You want leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or 5 stars on Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And we will be here next week. Same time, same pod channel. We love you so much.